Hello students, so back to the discussion session again, and we have another set of questions on the board since you had one more model exam for CUET, and we are back with English questions. Okay, so this time also we have a lot of questions to discuss, and I'll be telling you like which answer is correct, which of the options is correct, and why is it correct. Okay, and if you might have noticed, there is a slight change regarding the pattern of the question paper this time because such questions could be expected, and comparatively better one, and similar questions could be expected in future and even for the final exams. Okay. Now this is a familiar question where we have fill the blanks type of questions in the form of passage. Okay. That means a few words are missing, and for which you have been given options. You just need to insert those words which are required for this particular, for these blanks. Okay. Now the first was very simple, very simple. Okay. A year is hardly sufficient time for a master to dash. So with this word or this preposition to, I guess you will get a clue. Like with to, of course the base form is used, but like it depends upon the person, like whether singular or plural, that we can add s or without s. Okay, so a year is hardly sufficient time for a master to learn. Okay, so with to, always base form, without s or not without s or without t or any other forms, but base forms. Okay, so to, that's a clue to your answer. This first word to is the clue to your answer. So for a master to learn about, so let me just write it down here so that when we read it again, it will be easy for us. About a new school, to learn about a new school. Leave alone, absorb distinct tradition like our tradition. That is what the sentence means. Our tradition, or since the word tradition is not there after the blank, like ours, O-U-R-S. So ours here means our tradition itself. Okay, so leave alone means besides this is even more tougher for a master to accept or absorb tradition like ours. Most of the new appointees, I guess the next questions. Okay, most of the new appointees had not served in a residential school, and what, and they needed. See, remember the whole passage is in past tense. So that tense also should be kept in mind when you solve such exercises. When you read the passage, do not jump into conclusion. Just read the whole passage once, and only after that you go back to the first blank to start solving it. And when you understand the structure of the tense, whether it is present tense or past tense, only then you have to choose the answers accordingly. Okay, like if it is present tense, throughout present tense; if it is past tense, throughout past tense. So here, since it is past tense, we need the word needed, and needed time to learn, but the short tenure did not allow what? Allow that. That means did not allow the time to learn. They could not develop understanding of the student and his environment. Okay, so a year is hardly sufficient time for a master to learn about a new school, leave alone absorb distinct tradition like ours, and most of the new appointees had not served in a residential school and needed time to learn, but the short tenure did not, again past tense, did not allow that, and they could not develop understanding of the student and his environment. So keep this in mind when if it is given in present tense or past tense, the first part of the passage, that means you have to maintain that consistency and you have to go with past tense throughout. Okay. Now we have another type of sentence. See, you know what, like this time, this is what I said, a little bit different from the usual format that we had last time or till date. See, actually this would be useful in case if you, if board exam candidates for class 12th, board exam candidates also are there to attend the CUET exam. I guess this will be useful for them as well, for the board exam. Okay. So here actually these questions are based on the format of a notice, a public notice. Okay, so like based on the format or how a perfect public notice is to be written, based on that format the questions are asked. Okay, and what is the notice all about? What information does this notice give? The president of RWA Chelavur Heights, its association, okay, residents association, Kozhikode, has to put up a notice to inform residents about a park cut for their residential area. It's all about a park cut, and a piece of information is given to the people who reside in that area. So, you know, like in residents association, name of the residents association is RWA, and where the president is conveying a piece of information to the members or to the residents that there will be like a kind of scheduled park cut for a particular duration of time. Okay, so when you give that in the form of notice, what all things are to be kept in mind? Based on that the questions are asked. So like if you do this correctly, that means automatically you will learn the format of the notice. Okay, select the appropriate title for the notice. See, for any notice, be it public notice like this or for school notice, whatever be that, the title should have a proper and logical connection with the matter or with the content. Okay, so here what is the content all about? It's all about a scheduled park cut for the residents for a particular duration of time. Okay, so based on that you have to choose a title which is quite appropriate. Now here we have a few titles given to you as options. Choosing on, we are not opting, or else they are not opting their own park cuts, so this cannot be taken. Then we have scheduled park cut. Actually it is scheduled, this is the proper one. It's a scheduled park cut, that means for a particular duration of time, that means from this time to that time, maybe for 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever be that, there will be like a park cut. So this is the exact title which we need for the content part. Okay, not about any lecture on need to save power or power and present safety. These are not the things to be given in the notice. So definitely the title should be in connection, in collaboration with the content part. Okay, the purpose of writing the notice. Now the second question is based on this notice writing. Select the option that lists the most accurate opening for this notice. That means what should be the first sentence, first line of the content part, not about the format or heading or title. We are talking about when we start with the matter part, how to begin a particular notice like this. Okay, so like before we select the proper one, the correct one, see when we have a notice writing, it is very formal in tone. Formal in tone, and we do not use first person or second person, only in third person. Okay, that means the president is giving a notice, but he cannot start saying that, okay, I would like to inform, or else you are hereby informed. So first person and second person must be avoided, and since it is formal in tone, the first sentence should be selected accordingly. So let us see the options, let us check the options. Greetings and attention please, this is not formal, so this cannot be taken. This notice is written to share some news. It's not like any news or anything like that. It shouldn't be a roundabout way of telling things. You have to give it in a formal tone, straightforward way, not in a roundabout way. So the first two cannot be taken. Now third is, this is to inform all the residents. So this is the exactly correct option to start with. See, the first sentence should be formal in tone, it should be in third person, and based on these criteria we have a perfect beginning or sentence to start with, and that is, this is to inform all the residents, third person, of Chelavur Heights. So coming straight to the point. So this is the correct option. Okay, I wish to share. Why can't we take this? Why? Because we have an I here and we cannot start any notice with first person. Okay, so the third person, all residents, or third option is the correct one. Now we have again questions based on the same topic notice. Select the option with the information points to be included in the body of the notice. So if this is a question given to you, like as president of the residents association, you have to tell the residents about a scheduled park art. What all points are to be included? In the first place, you have to inform them the time or the date of park art and the duration of park art. Okay, so which all points are to be included in the notice? That is the question. What is the first point? Opinion about regular park arts. You are not asked to give a speech. The president is not supposed to give a speech on regular park arts. Instead, his intention is just to inform the residents of the area that there is a scheduled park art for a few hours, okay, or for a particular time. So, this first point cannot be taken. Resolution for park arts, not at all needed. Reason, of course, reason for the park art. Okay, maybe cutting down the trees or whatever be that. So, that could be given as the reason for the park art, that should be included. Then timings of the park art also should be included, and not any complaint against the regular park arts, but date of the park art also is required. So, which all points are to be included? Third, fourth and sixth. So, in that sense, which is the correct option? This is the correct option. Third, fourth and sixth points. Okay. Now, would this notice reflect the name of the association? Okay, so the name of the association will or should we reflect that? Of course, yes. And what is the reason? Yes, because it is the issuing body. See, which association is giving this notice? That issuing authorities association, that must be given specifically. Otherwise, if you just give the title as public notice and you go straight with the points, how do the people understand that this is meant for the residents of not any association but RWA? So, since it is the issuing body, that is the reason why it should be reflected, it should be highlighted. Okay. Now, finally, one more question based on this notice writing. Select the appropriate conclusion for this notice. When we wind this up, when you complete this notice, the matter part, when it is completed, what should be the last line, last sentence, last note with which you conclude the matter part of this notice? That is the question. So, is it stay informed or stay, just like you say, stay tuned? No. Collaboration solicited? No. Stay prepared, but better is inconvenience regretted. Since it is scheduled park art, not unexpectedly that it happened, it is scheduled, so definitely so many people will have inconvenience. So, the proper way, the polite way, the best way with which this notice, a type like this, if you need to wind it up, the perfect or polite way is to use this term inconvenience regretted. That's the polite or better way. Okay. So, these are the points to remember when you prepare a notice, public notice. So, this I guess will be useful for the writing of exam also, in case if you have descriptive writing, in case if some of you are attending the board exam. Okay. Now, we are given another passage, okay, and this passage also a few of you might be familiar with this, a few, okay, and CBC students particularly, I guess they are familiar with this passage. Actually, it is taken from NCERT textbook and based on the chapter Deep Water, which was included in the syllabus of class 12 students. So, this passage is taken from that particular chapter. Okay. Now, why, based on this passage, why did Douglas go to swim at Lake Wentworth? Okay. Some of you are familiar with this. It does not mean that all might have done this chapter, all might have learned this chapter. So, even those who have not read this chapter beforehand, those who are not familiar with this passage, you are reading for the first time, but still I guess there is nothing to worry about. Why? Because all answers you will get, but you have to read this small passage at least 2 times. Okay. Why did Douglas go to swim at Lake Wentworth? What was his purpose? Is it to showcase his skills for all who had doubted him, to show that how smart he is? Okay. See, the first sentence is the clue to your answer. Tiny vestiges a small amount, small units of the old terror, this is a clue to your answer, of the old terror would return. That means this fellow, he might had an experience in his life earlier which happened at one or some point of his life, and he had a bitter experience in water. Okay, and he wants to overcome that fear. Okay, so that's the reason why he went to Lake Wentworth. So it's not very clearly given, but still, see, if you read from this part also till the end, again you will be getting the clue to your answer. I went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, then I dived off, and that part is given. I swam the crawl stroke, breaststroke, all these types of swimming. Only once did the terror return. That again gives you a clue that he had an experience in his life earlier at some point of his life when which was associated with water, maybe a kind of drowning experience. Okay, so based on that, what are the given options? Why did he go to swim at Lake Wentworth? Is it to showcase his skills for all who had doubted him? No. Not to show his smartness. To honor the efforts of his swimming instructor? No. To build on his ability of swimming in a natural water body? But more than that, to know for sure that he had overcome his fear of drowning in water. So these are the hints which prove that he had a bitter experience in water, and now he wants to make sure that he has overcome that fear of drowning in water. Okay. Now select the option that lists the correct inference, or else out of these four options, only one is correct statement. Okay. Triggs Island and Stampact Island are both located in Lake Wentworth. Lake Wentworth is a part of Triggs Island? No. Stampact Island is 2 miles away from New Hampshire? No. Lake Wentworth is connected via docks, that also is not given. But the first one, Triggs Island and Stampact Island are both located in Wentworth. How did you get this clue? I went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire. So I went to Lake Wentworth, dived off a dock at Triggs Island, and swam 2 miles across the lake to the same Lake Wentworth to Stampact Island. That means Stampact Island and Triggs Island both are parts of or located in Lake Wentworth. So it's a clue. Okay. What was the reason for the return of terror? So reason for the coming back of terror. Is it anything connected with superstitions? Superstitions about the dock? No. Recent reports about drowning incidents? No. Prior drowning experience. See, it's said that only once did the terror return. When something comes, when a thing comes back to you, it returns. That means something which you had experienced beforehand, and then it comes to you again. So in that sense, this is a clue to your answer. Once did the terror return. That means this fellow might had a previous experience, and after which he went to this particular lake, dived into water, started swimming, but at one point of time the same terror comes back. Okay. Douglas, next question. Douglas mentions that the old sensation returned in a miniature. Okay, so what is the meaning of that statement? He means that he felt the familiar feeling of fear. When he makes that statement that, okay, that old sensation of fear comes back to my mind in a miniature form. To come in a miniature form, what does he really mean by that is a question. Is it at regular? It has got nothing to do with the duration, but miniature means on a small scale. That means the intensity of terror which he had is not as intense as he had in his during his drowning experience. So right now the terror comes back to him, but in a very small scale, not so intense. Okay. How did Douglas handle the old sensation? So to overcome this sensation of terror, what did he do? What does he do? He look at the second sentence. Trying to scare me, I say to that terror, trying to scare me Well, here is to. That means he started talking to it, or he imagined terror as another human being or a living being and started talking to it so that he will overcome his terror. So what did he do? So how did he handle the old sensation? By addressing it. Addressed it means here he started talking with it, and that is how he overcomes that terror. Okay. Now again we have a passage based on which you have a few questions, and here the passage is again descriptive come factual, both combined, and this passage seems to be like quite balanced, not too tough, not too easy. Okay, such types of passages must be read 2 times minimum, and that should be careful reading. Okay. Era of good feeling in the second sentence can mean. Where is the second sentence? No era of good feeling can justify. Era of good feeling. Actually, it is a phrasal verb. Era of good feeling. What does it mean in general also? Is it a time of prosperity? Time of adversity means problems. Era of good feeling is not anything connected with adversity, of course. Then time without government or time of police atrocities or problems? No, instead it's a time of prosperity. Era of good feeling means connected with your well-being, prosperity. Okay. Tolerable state of balance in the second sentence of the first paragraph may mean, okay, tolerable can justify discharging the police force or giving up. Second, it is actually second paragraph, not first paragraph. A tolerable state of balance. That means interference in a balanced way. Okay. So, a reasonable amount of government interference. Okay. Not being too much interfering or not leaving you completely alone on your own, but a kind of balanced approach. So, tolerable state of balance means a kind of balanced approach where you give a reasonable, a justified amount of government interference. So, it's all about government, and when you read the passage it will be clear to you. Okay. A spirit of moderation on the part of the economically sound people would make the less privileged, what are the options given? Unhappy. See, a spirit of moderation on the part of the economically sound people, or else if a kind of balance is made by the government between the haves and have-nots or between the rich and the poor, what will be the attitude of the less privileged or poor people? Will they still be unhappy with their destiny? No, but they will clamor less for absolute equality. If some sort of privileges, some privileges are given to the less privileged, they too will be happy. And even if they do not want equal opportunities or they don't want to be equal with the rich people, but still they will not complain. So that would stop that the habit, or else that would stop the feeling like complaint. Okay, so that means clamor, they will not demand for absolute equality again if they also get some privileges. These are the things given in the passage, but you have to read and understand. Okay, the advent of science and technology has, okay, the advancement or the advent or the improvement of science and technology has, what was the outcome? Increase the chances of economic inequality? No. Increase the freedom of people, but increase the powers of the government. The government, any government would become strong if the science and technology of that particular nation or state is strong. Okay, that is the meaning of the statement. The growth of government is necessitated. Why is it necessary to have a strong government? Is it to curb the accumulation of wealth in a few hands? Not just that, to deploy the police force wisely, to monitor the science and technology, but to make the rich and the poor happy. See, any government, if it grows, if it develops, what will happen? The difference or the duration or else the gap between the rich and the poor will be comparatively shorter, and the rich will be happy and the poor also will be equally happy. So that should be the aim of any government. Okay. Now we have in this sentence, select the most appropriate option to substitute the underlined segment in the given sentence. That means a part of the sentence is underlined. You are familiar with this type of question. Whatever is underlined, see this part is underlined. If it requires any correction, of course it requires. So you have to choose what option from the four which would make the sentence correct by substituting the underlined item. Okay. Let us read the sentence. Let me mark it for you. If he does not reach the station in time, he would sure miss the train. Of course, it's wrong. Okay. If he does not reach the station in time, he would sure miss the train. He would sure miss the train is wrong, but he will surely miss the train. He will surely. Okay, now you will have a doubt like, why can't it be he would surely miss? Actually, would is the past tense of will. We are talking about a future possibility. Suppose if he does not reach the station on time, that means he is going to miss the train, a future possibility. So it must be stated in simple future tense. Okay, simple future tense. And if you use this would, that means it would be some sort of connection with the past tense. So it should be will surely miss, not would surely miss. Okay. Select the most appropriate word with which you can fill up this blank. It is claimed that if you take a certain homeopathic medicine, it will dash you against the coronavirus. Okay, it's a belief, it's a fact that some people, or it's claimed, okay, some doctors, they claim that if you take a certain amount or a dose of homeopathic medicine, it will help you to dash against the coronavirus. Will it shelter you against? Will it immune against? Or will reinforce? But to fortify is the better word. You are asked to find out the word which is the best choice. Okay. So, better than immune, the word fortify, because it would help you to defend against, protect against, fight against. So, all these points are included in the word fortify, and that is the better word to be used. So, fortify includes immune also. Okay. So, it would help you to fight against, it would help you to protect yourself against coronavirus. So, fortify is the exact word to be used. Select the most appropriate synonym. That means a similar word for wry. Wry means what? A bit cunning, a bit shrewd. Okay. So, shrewd, cunning, sly, not straight, not frank or open, not upright, but crooked. Crooked is cunning, and that is wry. So, wry means a bit devilish, not devilish, you can't call completely devilish, but cunning, secretive, sly, shrewd. So, crooked could be taken as one of the synonyms for the word wry. Okay. In the given sentence, identify the segment which contains the grammatical error. That means a part of the sentence has gone wrong and you have to identify that. So, mother generally read the local newspaper to keep abreast of the local news. That means one of the parts have gone wrong. Okay. Is it the local newspaper? Okay. Or of the local news? My mother generally read to keep abreast. Okay. So, which part has gone wrong? See, let us look at the sentence again. My mother generally read the local. So, actually this word is wrong, right? Why? Because my mother, singular. So, what should be the correction here? Reads. So, wherever we have the option with this word, that part has gone wrong. So, this part with the word read. My mother generally read. So, this should be reads. Okay. So, C option is the correct answer. Select the antonym for the word sustenance. Okay. So sustenance, what is the meaning of sustenance? When you eat good food and nutritious food and you nourish your body, or if you have proper nourishment, you call it as sustenance. Okay, so nourishment is actually synonym for the word sustenance, and we need antonym. So the opposite of nourishment or sustenance will be starvation, staying hungry and spoiling your health. So starvation is the proper antonym or opposite for the word sustenance. Okay. Now find out the incorrectly spelt word. Not the correctly spelt word, but incorrectly. It means out of the 4 words, we have one word with wrong spelling, and that word is to be chosen. Superior, correct spelling. Superstition, correct spelling. Superfluous, wrong spelling. And how will you correct it? Superfluous, what is the correct spelling? F-L-U-O-U-S. So, one U is missing there. So, this is the correct spelling. Okay. Now, select the option that will improve the underlined segment, and if there is no improvement required, you have to choose no improvement. You are familiar with this type of question. What a palace home. What a palace home is the wrong usage. Grammatically, this sentence is wrong. Okay. So, what a palace home. It should not be palace home. Is it what a pushy? What is the meaning of pushy? That means the one who shows his power too much excess. Okay. Or the one who shows himself as to be very important and almost like pushing oneself to the front. Okay. So, this is not to be used in this context. Then palatial. So, palatial is the word which means luxurious. That is the exact term to be used. What a luxurious, or palatial means what a luxurious home. Okay. And what is the meaning of palatable? Means eatable, the things which are eatable. So, palatial means luxurious. So, that is the exact word to be used, not palace. Now, find out the synonym for this word, malignant. Malignant is actually like a bit evil. Okay, malignant means a bit evil. Okay, and same word, one of the synonyms for evil or malignant is vicious, devilish or vicious. So, evil, devilish, vicious, these are the synonyms for the word malignant. Next is find out the meaning of the idiom under wraps. So, this time also not in the form of sentence. So, you have to like under wraps, undercover, or something which is hidden. Okay. So, we can just almost assume it, okay, from with the help of words, but not always that you will be getting clues like this. So, it is not underestimate, double layered, but secretly something. Undercover means something which is hidden, not open, not revealed, but secretly. Secretly is the exact option required. Select the most appropriate opposite or antonym for the given word, devious. Devious means very cunning, shrewd, calculating. So, these are the synonyms. See, deceitful, the one who cheats. Okay, the one who is cunning and the one who cannot be trusted, untrustworthy. Okay, so these are the synonyms for devious, and what we need is an antonym. So, the opposite of devious from the given option is straight, straightforward, not at all deceitful, not cunning. But devious means cunning, so straight is the opposite. Okay. Select the correct indirect form of the given sentence. See this sentence, Anju said to Vijaya, you can stay with us whenever you are in Delhi. And you know how to change direct to indirect speech, where Anju said to Vijaya. So, Anju told Vijaya. So, all these options start with Anju told Vijaya. Okay. Now, what are the other changes? That should be added. That is added in all the options. then you can stay, that you. So this is said, or this is said to Vijaya. So Vijaya here changes, that you changes, the pronoun should change to she, that she can changes to could. So can should change to could. So can changes to could, stay with, us changes to them, okay, that she could stay with them whenever she, are in Delhi, are is present tense, simple present tense change into simple past tense. Why? Because all present tense changes to corresponding past tense. So are in changes to was in, because it is she used. So which is the correct option? The first option is correct. Anju told Vijaya that she can changes to could, stay with, us changes to them whenever, again she was in Delhi, not you were in Delhi. So the first option is the correct option. Now select the option which means the same, that means give a one word for this. A government which is run by the wealthy people. Is it oligarchy? Actually means a small group of government, I mean a few people together, like a small group which runs the government. No. Monarchy, no. Plutocracy is the word. Aristocracy means what? Wealthy people. Wealthy people means aristocracy. Just wealthy people in general means aristocracy, but government run by the wealthy people is plutocracy. Okay. So do not get confused with these two terms. Now make the, or find out the correct passive form of the given sentence. So this sentence is given: the Central Board of Secondary Education has launched a new helpline for students. And what are the rules? Subject should change to object, and there is no tense change. Okay. Based on this, you have to find out the correct passive form. The Central Board of Secondary Education is the subject. Okay. Has launched is the verb. A new helpline for students is the object. Okay. So how will you give the answer? Start with a new helpline. A new helpline for students has been launched. You can't change the tense. Has been launched by the Central Board of Secondary Education. Okay. Let us see if there is a option like that. A new helpline for students is launched. No. Has been launched. So has been launched is given here as the D option. A new helpline for students has been launched by the Central Board of Secondary Education. Okay. Next, given below are 4 jumbled sentences and you have to rearrange to make it a meaningful passage. Okay. He lived in a small house. We cannot start with that. He lived in a that we can start with that. He lived in a small house near the main road of a village. So we can start with A first. So out of A and C can choose one. He lived in a small house near the main road of a village. As both, that is not the next, but one thing, not the next, but this one. After he got married, he started a tailor's shop. So A, D, A, D, B, C, C option. A, D, B, C. That means he lived in a small house near the main road of a village. After he got married, he started a tailor's shop, and then as both he and his wife worked hard, they made a small fortune, but one thing caused them great sorrow, that they had no children. So in that sense, it would be in a proper sequential order. A, D, B, C order. Now find out a word with which you can fill this up. Select the most appropriate word to fill in the blank. Debjyoti's short animation film dash highlights the stark contrast between the rich and the poor in India. Does it strictly highlight? No. But carelessly, sweetly, poignantly. That means it's a sad reality. Poignantly means sad reality. So this is the exact word with which you can fill up this blank. Select the meaning of this idiom, on tenter hooks. On tenter hooks, it's an idiom. What does it mean? See, when a person is a bit confused, cannot decide, a bit troubled, and a kind of dilemma, a bit tensed, you can use this synonym. Sorry, not synonym, but idiom. Okay. So, not sad or angry or happy, but a bit tensed. Not a bit, very tensed. Okay. Select the incorrectly spelt word. Disappear, correct spelling. Until, correct spelling. 12th, wrong. 12th. 12th. F is there. So, this is the option. Next, again rearrange this into proper order. Examine the 4 jumbled sentences and rearrange it. We gently put. So, we cannot start with A. One morning we found one of the 4. We cannot start with B. The robin couple, so, built a nest. C. We can start with C option. The robin couple built. So, only one of the 4 options start with C. So, undoubtedly you can select this. CDBA. CDBA means the robin couple, birds couple, built a nest in our veranda and laid 4 eggs. Okay. Once they had hatched, they busily took turns feeding the 4 chicks or 4 kids, the offsprings. And then one morning we found one of the 4 fallen on the ground and we gently put the fledgling back to the nest. It was very simple. Now, what is the one word for the given below sentence? That which is incapable of being read or understood. Something which cannot be read or understood properly. Okay, what do you call that? A thing which is printed but cannot be read or understood properly. What do you use as a term? One word term. Indelible, illegible, illegal, indelible or illegible. Illegal and intelligible cannot be taken. It's actually illegible. Illegible means something which cannot be read and understood. What is indelible means? Like the marks which you have made. See, suppose while writing, unknowingly your pen leaks ink and it makes marks on the paper, and those marks are permanent marks and you call it as indelible. Okay. If those marks rub it off, smudge it off, it would be indelible. Now again, this sentence has been split into segment, and one part has got error, grammatical error. Find out that part. Deepu's mother has repeated asked him. No doubt the error is in this part, has repeated asked him. And how will you correct it? What is the correct form? Has repeatedly asked him, not repeated but repeatedly. This also was very simple. Now, identify the part of speech of the underlined. You know what a part of speech is? See, this is a part of speech little known. So, what type or what part of speech is the word little? A singer is little known outside his state. So, that word little, is it a noun? Is it a verb? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? Actually, it is an adverb. Adverb of degree. You know the degrees, positive degrees, comparative degrees, superlative degree like good, better, best. Okay, little, less, least. So degrees. So that is adverb of degree. So it's an adverb. Okay. See, these are all basic grammar. You should know, otherwise you will not be able to answer such questions. Okay. Now again, a sentence is given in 4 parts, broken into 4 parts. Find out which part has got error. Okay. This is a sentence. I can't believe that you have never seen elephant in Kerala. Okay. I can't believe that you have never seen elephant in Kerala. So, the problem is with this word elephant. Okay. So, how will you correct it? I can't believe that you have never seen an elephant or elephants, but not elephant. So, the error is with that word. Okay. From the given options, choose a synonym for the word felicity. Felicity means when you rejoice, when you are extremely happy. So, felicity is happiness. What is felony is something connected with crime. So when you have the word felicity, automatically you will have a feeling that it might be something connected with the word felony. Felony actually is something connected with crime, and that is not felicity. Felicitating, felicity means an occasion to rejoice or to make merry or to be happy. So happiness is the word. Okay. Now next is you have to give the meaning of this underlined phrase. You cannot always go by appearances. What do you mean by go by appearances? That means judge from appearances at an interview. When people come neatly dressed, well dressed for an interview, you can't judge their character, you can't judge their ability. Even a person who is well dressed and neatly dressed may not be a very good candidate for that particular post. Okay, so you cannot judge from appearances at an interview. That is the meaning of go by. Now, being a big businessman, Geeta's father is very affluent. So, what is the meaning of affluent? Being, or how will you replace it? Being a big businessman. So, a person who is a big businessman might be wealthy enough, right? So, being a big businessman, Geeta's father is very prosperous. Not anything. A big businessman has got no connection with being poor, talkative or intelligent, but prosperous. That means has immense wealth. The young boys were reprimanded or punished for watching obscene videos. Means what? Bad or vulgar. Obscene means vulgar. Select the most appropriate word for the given sentence. This is something which even kids would know. In GK also you might have come across the same thing. A dome-shaped shelter built from blocks of solid snow. Snow house used by Eskimos. Even in smaller classes like classes 2, 3, 4, 5, the kids are taught that Eskimos live in igloo. Something which is built of ice blocks. Okay. And what about wigwam, yurt and tipi? These are all tents, okay, not made of any snow, but these are all made of tents, and that too with different shapes, round shape and curved and conical shapes, whatever be that conical shape. But these are made from canvas cloth or particular material, not from snow. And Eskimos always live in igloo. Okay. Now select the most appropriate meaning of the word, given idiom. So the trouble, this time it's given in the form of a sentence, so easy for you. The troublemakers took to their heels when they saw the police coming. The people who were making troubles, when they saw the police coming, what did they do? Took to their heels means what? To run away. To run away. That means they ran away. Not that they hid themselves. Took to their heels means that heels of your feet. That means it's in connection with running. So not always that you will be getting clues like this, but still when you have a word like heels, it has got something to do with your heels, your feet. So it is run away, not to hide themselves. Okay. Now again find out the order in which these sentences are to be arranged. So let us see, it is because, you can't start with A, but this pastime not with B, but with D you can start. So flying kites is my favorite pastime. It is DC, option number A. DCBA, that means flying kites is my favorite pastime. It is really a thrilling exercise, but this pastime is getting out of favor now. It's because nowadays people have no time for recreation. And now the last question. Fill in the blanks with a proper idiom. This is strictly dash. Actually, this is idiom cum phrasal verb. Okay, but some changes are going to happen in the company in the near future. This is strictly dash, but some changes are going to happen in the company in the near future. This is it off the rails, off the key, off the mark, off the record? Off the record means unofficially, and that is the proper option. What is off the rails, off the key? Off the rails means not straight way, and off the key means not playing proper music notes. Off the mark means deviating from the target. Okay, so off the record means this is strictly unofficial. I am telling this unofficial, but some changes are going to happen in company in the near future. So that was the last question. With that, we come to the end of this session. Very soon we'll meet up again with a new set of questions. You can expect similar pattern or different pattern. So thank you.